motivation you can get. We have on the line with us, of course, our motivational speaker, Lehlohonolo Thoabala. Good morning and welcome to the AM Drive.
Thank you so much. Morning.
How are you this Monday morning?
I'm awesome, thanks. And how are you?
Fantastic. What you've got for us? What's in your bag of treats for us this morning?
Okay, this morning, clearly, I'll be talking about doing what you don't like.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. Doing what you don't like for growth. Yeah, most of the time, what we say is, most especially nowadays, as the millennials, we'll be talking something like, you know what, I just want to find something that I love, do what I like. As soon as you find a job that you move from this one to the next one, saying, you know what, I don't like this job. Actually, Simon Sinek also spoke about this when he said, you know what, the millennials, they move from job to job, trying to look for this ultimate job that they like or this ultimate business that they love, you know. But the truth of the matter is, actually, 80% of the time you're going to do what you don't like, actually.
Yeah.
What I mean by this is, let's take artists, for example. Let's look at Casper, because obviously he just filled up the dome, just filled up Moses Mabhida Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does Casper do for a living? Obviously, he's a rapper. We all know him as a rapper, right? But the reason Casper is more successful than most of the rappers that you know or I know is, here's the thing. He doesn't focus on the stage only, which is why most artists do, 90% of our artists do. They focus more on their performance, they focus more on just being on stage, and they neglect doing the behind the scenes duties that needs to be done, the preparations, all set ups. They just want to be on camera, basically. They just want it for the fame. And here's the thing, 80% of what makes success is actually what you do behind the scenes. For example, just now we're actually about to leave for a seminar, which my mentor is actually organizing, doing the PR and everything. The truth of the matter is, there was so much work that was done, you know, making sure the venue is on tagged, preparations, everything's on point. But today people will be coming and they'll be seeing the speakers, successful people talking, the venue's nice, and that's what everyone wants. That's what everyone wants to be seen doing. The events, successful events. But the truth of the matter is, 80% of the things that we did for that event to be a success was the things that we don't like. We don't like packing chairs. We don't like picking up tables. But the truth of the matter is, true success, we know that it's not just about a beautiful event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's take you for example. Let's take I love Tamin Gubeni, who does current affairs and motivation. I love you do current affairs. The truth of the matter is, there's so much work actually in the preparation for the show. Or am I lying?
No, there is.
And when people talk to you, it's like, you know what, we look up to you, we love your show. All they see is the 3 hours of the breakfast show. We want to be on radio. But the truth of the matter is, there's over 10 hours of preparation that you have to do. You have to make sure that you do research, what's happening, current affairs. And I'm sure you don't like all that.
No, not at all.
But the problem is, as youth, we admire the final product. We don't want to do what we we don't like. But the truth of the matter is, our parents did what they don't like. Our parents were domestic workers for us to be successful. Our parents mopped floors. Do you think they loved that? No, they didn't. So it's about time we as youth stop moving from business to business, from job to job, just because we're looking for this ultimate thing that we love. I'm actually reading one of the books by Raymond Ackerman, the guy who owns Pick and Pay. You know, the company does over 60 billion in revenue. He says that if you can check most of the successful entrepreneurs right now, they were involved in a job for over 5 years to 10 years before they ventured into that business, which is basically the truth of the matter. Most people, big enterprises today, if it's an accounting firm, you find that the founder worked in an accounting firm for over 10 years. Like he himself, Raymond Ackerman, he worked in the retail space for quite a number of years. before you'd be successful, yes, there is the fact that you just start a business without any experience and employ people that have the knowledge and experience and flourish. But the thing is, we need to have patience to hold on to one thing and stop moving from this to that.
Yeah. And just understanding that you can't have your cake and eat it. It can't always be, dancing all the way to the sunset. Sometimes you've got to do the hard stuff in order to get the good stuff going.
That's just how it is. If you can just ask Casper today, actually 80% of his revenue, right, comes from the 80% of the things that he doesn't like, and 20% is just what you see on stage that you admire. So actually what makes Casper a success is actually what he does 80% behind the scenes, not just showing up on camera. And actually, my mentor just loves saying this, Emmanuel, he just loves saying, you know what, most of the youth, 90% of the youth just love seeing us on TV, admiring the final product. But when we call them and say, you know what, we've got an event tomorrow, come and assist us in terms of making sure the venue is on track, come and assist us in terms of the preparation, organizing, the PR, everything behind the scenes. They don't want to come through. They just want to be on TV, on the final product when everyone sees the limelight. And that's the problem that we have. So,
Yeah.
so as much as we want to do what we like, what we love, but we got to understand the fact that sometimes you got to do what you don't love in terms of just making sure that you grow, you flourish. Most people, and I said it the other day when I was talking about reading, readers are leaders, what you consume, you manifest in your life. I said, actually, most people see me with a book every time and they think I love reading. I don't like reading, I don't love reading. But I understand the fact that you cannot afford not to read in this day and time. A man that does not read has no advantage over the man that cannot read. So that's why I'm reading. I don't like reading. I know it's hard to believe, but I don't like reading at all. It's actually not fun. I actually prefer listening to audiobooks, but I know that it's not enough. I also got to read just to also better my vocabulary, better my knowledge, because reading and listening is purely not the same thing. Yeah, so even when it comes to academics, sometimes you just have to do what you don't like, what you don't love. Oh, do you want to share your own testimony in terms of preparing the show? How much work do you do behind the scenes that you don't love?
Oh no, man. I mean, it's the reality of what you're saying is that, especially with the entertainment industry, people seem to recognize the glitter in the glam part of it.
Yes.
You're seeing at an event, dressed nice,
Yes. Looking
and
good.
You look like a show, like you're living La Vida Dolce, right?
Yes.
But the reality of it is that a lot of people in the entertainment industry don't sleep. If you want to be in the entertainment industry, you need to understand that sleep is not your friend. You can borrow time to sleep every now and again, but you can't sleep. First of all, for this particular show, I need to, myself personally, not in this person, I quite don't really, I couldn't be bothered because you need to have a sense of depression sometimes. And before I
Yes.
did so in particular, I was just, one of those people that I like to live my life and I like to have peace and I like to be happy. So whatever's happening in the political sphere, I couldn't be bothered. But coming into the breakfast show, coming into One Nation FM, of course, which is a current affairs show, I need to get excited about things. I need to, like I was just telling my level the other day that my life has changed so much that if I haven't watched the news for a day, I feel like I've missed an episode of my hottest food. Like you've missed an episode of The Fixer, of Scandal, of Hustler. You need to catch up. You feel like you've missed out so much and so much has gone on. And the reality of it is there's always a lot happening. It's your fingers on the pulse. You need to read the newspapers constantly, all the time. It's not a specific time. Outside of these 3 hours that I'm on air, I need to always be reading the newspaper. I need to always be tuning into the news. I need to always be talking to people. And then I need to spend time producing tomorrow's shows. With a lot of phone calls, a lot of no thank yous, a lot of no answers, a lot of we'll get back to you, and you keep pushing until tomorrow's show is on air. Do it again.
I remember the other day you told me that, you know what, you actually don't love watching the news, but right now you cannot afford not to. I love the fact that you mentioned the rejections every time you have to call people that you want to interview and they'll always dodge you. And I love the fact that I always see you when you experience the rejection over the phone. And that's what most of the people don't realize. They think it's all about being on radio where everyone knows you, everyone listens to you. Yes, being on radio, transforming lives through speaking, that's our passion. Motivating people, that's my passion. However, as you say, there's so much that needs to be done behind the scenes. I mean, people glamorize the fame. My mentor session always says, you know what, most people glamorize my life right now, the Ferrari, the Aston Martins, all the cars I have, all the mansions. But they don't know, that guy, I mean, I literally watch each and every of his steps. That guy literally doesn't sleep. Sometimes he sleeps for 30 minutes, catch a flight to the next place. That guy works like crazy, but then the life that he lives, he's been over 100 vacations, and we glamorize that. We glamorize all the vacations he take, but we don't want to sleep for 1 hour. We want 8 hours of sleep. And I said it the other day. If you sleep for 8 hours for 7 days, you're literally sleeping for 56 hours. That's 2 days a week, and you expect to be successful sleeping 2 days a week, man. You can't. So sometimes you got to sacrifice sleep, and that's what our youth or us as youth don't see. We just want to do all this fancy laptop entrepreneurs, smell good, look good, looks this big shot. And the truth of the matter is actually you find that 90% of all these people that actually, find them with the laptops, look good, and you think they're all this successful at coffee shops working. Truth of the matter is they if you say to them, show me your revenue, you find that there is no revenue. Because the truth of the matter is actually you find that most street vendors make more money than this so-called laptop entrepreneurs that always look good, smell good. Because the money is with the people. The money is down there. The money is actually where the people don't want to go. I mean, look at plumbers, for instance. There's so much money in plumbing. So much money. But, tell these days accountant, someone with an accountant degree, someone with a degree that went to VETS, that went to this posh schools, and say, look, you've been unemployed for quite some time. Why don't you just do a 3 weeks degree, 3 weeks short course in terms of plumbing? And then obviously people need plumbing on a day-to-day basis. Man, the words that you hear. Me, na accountant, you want me to go and work at McDonald's? Look, there's no job that is meaningless. Whatever that you're doing now is actually leading you to the next dimension of your life.
People don't see that though. They are stepping stones. And to get to where you need to get, you need to pass a couple of levels. You need to step on some stones. Some of them not so comfortable, some of them slippery, but you need to step on certain stones to get to them. You're not going to sit and today, wake up tomorrow and you're at the top.
No, that's not how it works. But right now, all of us don't want to work for someone. And you know what? Before you become a leader, actually not before, leadership is all about servanthood. It's a good thing actually to gain the experience. I love serving, I'd advise anyone at any time to work for someone and gain all that experience. And I actually interviewed a gentleman. I'll be uploading the video on my YouTube where he's successful and he's working for someone. So sometimes it does not mean that if you're working for someone, you won't be successful or you're not a success. It is possible to be successful working for someone,
Yeah. The reality of success is that sleep is not your friend, and you need to embrace doing the things that nobody else wants to do.
Exactly.
There's success in doing things that people don't want to do.
I love how Les Brown says it. He says you got to do what others won't do in order to have what others don't have. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is easy, your life will be If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. And that's just what it is. You got to do what you don't love sometimes in order to have the things that you love.
Exactly. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, when you expand it a little bit. Like, okay, so we all usually have the same kind of typical routine, more or less, most of us.
Yes.
And then there's certain things that all of us absolutely will never do and don't want to do because we frown upon them or it's just not done or for whatever reason. So if you were that one person that was like, you know what, I see an opportunity there. I know nobody wants to go there. Like maybe, I don't know, working as Strada, like
Yes.
for example. And you just decide to go there by yourself. Do you realize that the fact that by mere virtue of the fact that you're the only one who's doing it, that opens already enough space and room for income.
Yes, so much.
There are no competitors. By the time people come in and start trying to do that job, you've already, maxed out. You've already done it and you've already made so much money out of it. So a lot of people are often trying to tell people that look for spaces in between the current, where everybody else is going. Try to look for space in between and go the opposite direction. Don't try and follow it because it's not where everybody is.
Yes.
You've got to come up with something that most people don't want to do and do it. And see where that takes you. Because by the time you decide to join you've already killed it. You've already milked the cow.
That's true. Actually, I spoke about it the other day on the show. I don't remember clearly which book it is, but it was speaking about this gentleman who just started cleaning streets, in one of the African continents. I don't remember clearly which continent it was, but the people there, they didn't have anyone to clean the streets. They were dumping just in front of the houses. So he just started with a wheelbarrow. He said, you know what, he went to this street and said, look, I'm going to clean this entire street for you and you're going to give me $10. Did the same with a wheelbarrow, the next street, the next street, the next street. Then he bought a truck. Today, that gentleman is one of the richest people in the world. I'm just not sure in which book I found this, but it's one of the famous books. I'll just check and then be sure which book, and I can recommend it because I love recommending books because you have to read. You have to read. If you want to be successful in this day and age, you cannot afford not to read and become successful.
I mean, that's just the reality of life, man. You've got to read and you've got to find gaps. So I like today's topic quite a lot, actually. Doing things that you don't want to get to where you want to go. Lehlohonolo, do we have something in closing? Unfortunately, that time is almost up.
Okay. You love the topic. I love the topic. But the sad thing is the people that are listening to this, will they agree with us? The millennials, the youth that usually says, you know what, I'm looking for this perfect job. I'm looking for this thing that I love. Those are the people that I'm worried about because me and you clearly love this because we understand it clearly that preparing for a show, we do 80% of what we don't love. You in your production, I know you're doing so much of the things that you don't like. But the problem is the youth. If you can just get this message to them and get them to understand this message, I'd really appreciate it. So if there's one thing that I'd love to conclude by, it's let's ensure that we get this word to the fellow youth that, you know what, it's not always about doing what you love. It's not always about the glitz and glamour. It's not always about what you see on camera. It's about the 80% that happens behind the scenes. That's actually what determines the success. So let's get this message out there. I just joined Twitter actually about 2 days ago. I always didn't want to do it.
What's your handle? What's your handle?
My handle is Thoabala Conquer. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Actually, it's also going back to, doing what I don't like. Because, you know what, I've had enough of this social medias. 100 emails, Instagram, YouTube. I always didn't want to join Twitter because I'm fed up. So it goes back to doing what I don't love. So I didn't open Twitter for me. I understand that if you want to impact more lives out there, you actually have to be on the social media platforms. As much as, you know what, I don't want to be on them because I feel like it's too much. If I can show you my notifications right now, they're crazy. But I understand that, you know what, for growth, I have to be on Twitter. So, yeah, it's at Thoabala Conquer. I'll be uploading more of the videos. As you know, I always shoot videos when I do the show. I'll be sharing the videos. So, yeah, let's engage from there.
Just because I like to do this to people, so give us the rest of your other social media handles. You don't like social media, but everybody out there, particularly the youth that you're so concerned about affecting, is definitely youth of social media consciousness. So what's your Facebook handle? What else?
Let me start with YouTube, because that's where you actually will be feeding more from me, because I upload videos, because I can't mentor everyone out there. Just cannot do it. But through YouTube, you can listen to what I have to say. So YouTube, Lehlohonolo Thoabala. Instagram, it's Lehlohonolo, Lehlohonolo_Thoabala. Facebook, Lehlohonolo Thoabala. Twitter, it's Thoabala Conquer. And yeah, I'll be joining Snap, Pinterest. As I grow, basically, I'll get people to handle all these things, because they're driving me crazy.
I can imagine. Yeah. Look, not all of us are cut out for it. I'm one of those people. I'm in and out as I please. Like, I'm not consistent on the social media platforms, but we do try. We make that effort, because the people who we want to affect are definitely, like I said, social media conscious.
That's true.
That's the news of South Africa, the news of the world. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to us today. Lehlohonolo, have an absolutely fantastic week. Definitely inspired us to do what we don't want to do to get to where we want to get.
Thank you. Same to you. Remember, if you do what is easy, life will be hard. If you do what is hard, life will be easy. You got to do what you don't want to do in order to have what you want to have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's always an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Lehlohonolo Thoabala. It's just gone 7:30 here at One Nation FM, at Red Boulevard Only Talk radio station. And that was the Motivation Monday.